It's a new year, Todd. It's a new year, guys. You know what that means? It means we're back, baby. We are back. Welcome back to Stando Mania. We got a surprising amount of news here at the beginning of 2022. We're back, Todd. Let's get into it.
How did I get here?
First of all, let's talk about CES, which went on this past week. We got to see a lot of offering from a lot of different companies, such as the world's first modular desk from Razer. It's codenamed Project Sophia. We got keyboards, we got LEDs, we got curved 8K monitors. We got all sorts of stuff. Let's talk tech, though. Intel showed up with 22 newish chipsets. To be fair, they say they're new, but really they're just the 10th generation of CPUs that's been around for a while. But these are beefier with better performance, and what's really cool was seeing how the new machines, including laptops, will be able to balance workloads automatically between CPU and GPU, meaning that if your CPU is getting overloaded, it offloads some of the workload to the GPU and vice versa. AMD showed their new suite of graphic cards, the 6000 series, and even showed a budget 4GB card, the 6500, for around a couple of $100. Nvidia also did the same thing with the RTX 3050, but also unveiled the 3090 Ti, which boasts a whopping 24 gigs of that sweet GDDR6 RAM. Of course, don't expect to see any of these offers at MSRP anytime soon. Chip shortages are still an ongoing thing, so it may be a while before you get one of these babies in your hands. PlayStation unveiled their PSVR 2, which is quite incredible. There's no price point yet, but it will use two OLED screens rendering at about 2040p, locked in at either 90 or 120 FPS, depending on the software. This requires no camera, no sensors, which is a big win, and instead we'll use a single USB-C connection. Also, you can say goodbye to those ancient Move controllers that have been around for over more than a decade, as we got to look at a new look at new controllers that look way more intuitive. Also, they unveiled a new game for the PSVR 2. It's a Horizon Forbidden West spin-off game, and it looks amazing. Aside from CES, we have Konami in the news because they are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Castlevania. You hear that, Todd? One of the best franchises ever.
Hey!
What?
Listen!
What? Speak a little louder, Todd. What? This just in. They're only selling crappy NFTs. Shame on you, Konami. And gross. You show that you still do care about your properties, but only when you can shill them out for money while putting in zero effort. Good job. Good job. Good job, Konami. Good job. Former Sony Bend director Dave Ross, who also worked on Days Gone, took to Twitter this past week to criticize Sony. He points out that while Ghost of Tsushima sold 8 million units, so did Days Gone. Yet Days Gone was treated like a redheaded stepchild that nobody wants. Sorry to all those gingers out there. Ross said it's a shame there will not be a Days Gone 2, and I agree with him, as I rather enjoyed the game myself. He also made statements how Sony really wants Ben to be working on something like a reboot of Siphon Filter, but as of right now, we all know Ben is currently working on another original IP. It was also announced this week that E3 will be happening, but it will be a digital event this year due to the ongoing pandemic. Despite that, many industry leaders and journalists are actually wondering if this won't be the new norm, considering there are new summer events popping up and many big publishers not committing to the E3 convention anymore. With Sony, EA, Ubisoft, and others pulling away from E3, the fact that the ESA mishandled personal information of attendees at the last in-person convention is probably best that E3 altogether becomes a digital event rather than just die off. But what do you think? Sound off in the comments. Raven Software is still on strike. This comes after the departure of 12 temporary QA workers that were laid off at the beginning of December. However, Activision reached out to GameIndustry.biz with a response. Quote, Activision is deeply committed to the well-being of all of our teams, including our QA workforce. Raven leadership has engaged in a dialogue with its staff to hear concerns and explain the company's overall investment in development resources. As previously announced, we are growing our overall investment in development and operation resources and converting nearly 500 temporary workers to full-time employees across our studios, the largest conversation in Activision's history. For the 12 temporary workers at Raven whose agreements were not extended, we provide an extended notice period, included payment for a 2-week holiday break, and will be working directly with those that need relocation assistance. Raven is full of people dedicated to improving the culture at Activision, and we look forward to partnering with employees to do that work together. And this came as a huge surprise to Raven Software executives who claim not to have had any contact with Activision. Though it is industry norm for temp workers to be let go, this could change things in the industry-wide, depending on the turnout. And Activision as a whole is fighting several fires, including other allegations of sexual misconduct over at Blizzard, and even death threats coming from CEO Bobby Kotick towards former staff members. Activision is under a lot of public scrutiny right now, as public relations pressure and investors are just fed up. Which begs the question, how much time do the upper execs actually have left? Now let's talk about the games that are coming out this week, guys. There are some games coming out this week. You've got Monster Hunter Rise, which will be coming to PC January 12th. Astroneer comes to the Nintendo Switch January 14th. And God of War comes to PC on January the 14th. That's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you're new, hit that little bell icon so you don't miss the next video. Thank you guys so much for your time. Again, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.